Hello and welcome to Canotillo Combos, the official Canotillo ISD podcast. I'm Gustavo Reveles, the Director of Communications for the school district. We're here with Dr. Galaviz, our fearless leader, and we're Dr. Rico, our Executive Director of IT, and of course Laura on the controls, like always. And today, Doc, we have some important issues to discuss. Normally, we do happy subjects and topics.
You know, you're right. They're important.
Yeah.
But it's just part of life.
It is.
Part of life, you're going to deal with trials and tribulations. You're going to deal with, in our case, money, no money. But in the end, you still got to value life and what we're about and who. For example, today's my dad's birthday.
Oh.
He would be 102.
Wow.
102 years old. That's my dad. So, and my
Happy
dad,
birthday to your dad.
You know, he never went to school, never went to any formal education in Mexico. He was homeless, you know, with his dad in the montañas and there in the Las Lomas. And he said they used to sleep on a hill and coming to this country. So if what I'm facing right now in a building with a 2016 Mazda 3 car. You know?
What? No Volvo?
My wife, that's my wife's car. She can afford that. That's her decision.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be like.
Good luck trying to tell her what to do.
Yeah, good luck. Maybe Abbott can.
Yeah.
He wants to take all the rights away from everybody. But it's just part of what we deal with, and it's part of being honest and transparent of where we are, where we want to be, and let's go forward.
So we're dealing, Doc, with a bit of a deficit for our budget this school year, and we're in the unfortunate position that despite all the budget cuts that we identified and made here, trying not to impact our schools and our instruction as much as possible, right? We were in the unfortunate position that we had to cut 13 positions from our roster, and that did include about 8 people that were impacted. Of course, we were saddened to do that, and we did not want to do that, but given the financial outlook and the fact that we need to keep schools going, we need to keep instruction going, we were faced with that difficult decision, and we had to make it.
Yeah, I think it's part of. I don't know, Oscar. What do you have to say? I mean, it's part of. I mean, again, we're losing enrollment. What did you say? We need $19 million we lost this year.
$19 million.
$19 million we lost. Kids, you know, we're not getting the kids that are live by abundant, and they're deciding to go down Wrestler for convenience and go to those schools in EPISD. It's not a neighborhood school. And so you just can't, you know, living the same lifestyle that you want. And you also still, again, like you said, but we still have babies sitting in those seats.
Yeah.
That expect a quality teacher, that expect laptops, that expect, you know, buildings and heat and air conditioning and buses to pick them up. So we still have those expenses. So we're going to have to curtail it right now to serve the kids that are here right now.
Yeah, and then the thing with school districts too, and I know when you work in a school district, you understand that reality. But from an outsider's perspective, sometimes it's difficult to understand 85% of the budget this district spends is on personnel. And I mean, for campuses, I know the blow was a little less. For all departments, everybody took a hit this year because we wanted to prevent this from occurring, right? There can only be so much cutting you can do with 15% and come up to a $3 million plus deficit. So
with a budget of $64 million, that's tough to do.
And like Dr. G was saying, in the school district, the only savings you can find are going to be humans that work in this district, and it's a sad reality. But in order to provide for our kids, it has to be done.
And Doc, as we move forward and continue to look for cost-saving measures for us to consider, especially as the new budget year comes about, it's important to let the community know that we're looking at everything. We're putting everything on the table. We want to make sure that we continue to operate and that we get to a balanced budget, and that may mean some sacrifices on behalf of the school district.
Well, in correct, everything's on the table, from consolidating schools, again, cutting more personnel. Well, we want to make sure that classroom teacher has the resources. However, again, some of these things that we're dealing with kids, we've been dealing with in the 80s, 90s, 2000, and now we're going to have to really look at streamlining campuses. You may not have that extra tutor. You may not have, again, a parent liaison. You may not have, again, and I'm just throwing on top of my head because, again, we're just going to really have to tighten our belts and make sure that teaching and learning is number one when it comes to, and really lean on parents to become more active in our schools.
And it's a sad reality too. I mean, when you look at big city school districts that have had an exodus of their students into neighboring school districts. I know, we keep beating on that drum. Enrollment for us is the only solution. We need to bring those kids back. What occurs in a school district where those that can be taken to another district can go to another setting for their school, it leaves those that cannot in our schools.
Yeah.
And like Dr. G was making reference to, we have to start cutting programs. We have to start deciding what maintenance is going to be done on a campus, right? Do you want electricity, or do you want a leaky roof? Do you want heating, or do you want something else that is a necessity within those restrooms? So when we have to make those choices, it leaves the worst schools for those that need them the most.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're trying to prevent.
Yeah.
We want enrollment to go up, not just for the money that they bring, but it's really for a justifiable education for our kids, right? We want them to have that chance to succeed. And if we have a mass exodus from our schools like we're seeing, it's going to leave them out of that opportunity. And that's something that none of us that got into the business of education wants to see.
Yeah, and Dr. Rico, it's important to note that unfortunately, we are not the only school district in this position. This deficit situation is a reality for other neighboring school districts, even here in El Paso County. I was speaking with friends in other school districts, and they're facing the same issues that we are. Maybe not as publicly as we are. We're trying to be upfront, and we're trying to share this information with the public. But the state funding situation really hit us hard, all of us, and we're all dealing with the same sort of challenges when it comes to funding from the state.
And I think some people criticize me for blaming Governor Abbott.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming, I'm really not. I mean, but your duty as a governor is to take care of your citizens. And part of that citizen is public education.
Well, especially when you have $32 billion in surplus, extra money sitting there in your coffers, ready to be doled out, but you won't do it.
Yeah, so that's the fact. You wanted vouchers, you didn't get it, so you pouted like the other guy that you're endorsing. You guys pout, and then you sit there and you hold everybody hostage. And right now you're holding public schools hostage for your own fight, and it's just ridiculous, because you're, rather than being a governor who leads, you're a governor who's politicizing right now.
Yeah, and it's really impacting us and impacting our ability to maintain our staffing levels, maintain our educational levels, and it's unfortunate. It's really, I mean, I keep using that word, but it's true. Like we have been successful in providing top level education in this county, and that's in danger because the state won't come through with funding.
And then you couple that with healthcare.
Yeah.
Like, we're not the only district dealing with healthcare costs, increasing costs. Claims are going up. As people are getting sick. Cancer is at an enormous rate. So again, with all these factors that are hitting schools, public schools, you want us to do the same, and you fund us the same, still on enrollment and como se llama attendance. These old, antiquated funding formulas that you use, and it's not working anymore.
It's not.
So.
And there's just a lot of things on there too, right? When we look at staffing, yes, we've added positions, but we've had a sad reality in our state that we've lost the lives of children due to school violence. So obviously nobody is going to ever say it's not worth investing in a police officer to keep our children safe, investing in whatever measures to keep our kids safe. But what we need to understand is that investment needs to be taken from somewhere else. So a lot of times programs, teaching positions, a lot of things in the districts have to suffer in order to keep up with those basic needs for our kids to keep them safe.
And on top of that, the irrationality of having teachers wear guns, putting that on us with marshals and all these other stuff that rather than just give us cops
or giving them a raise.
Yeah, giving them a raise. But again, I'm grateful for the facility assessment committee, that group that's came together, that's met diligently in the last month, and we're able to share our story with them. And overwhelmingly, again, they want better for our kids.
We've had a steady group of about 40 to 50 people that show up every week to really spend an evening with us and learn and help us come up with solutions to our problems. So you're right. We should be really thankful to them. They ask us hard questions, and we welcome those hard questions because we want to make sure that we address those. And they've tasked us to go out and inform the community. We've had a series of community meetings, 2 in person and 1 over Zoom that unfortunately.
Oh, the Zoom bomb.
Yeah, we got Zoom bombed on Monday.
Isn't that sick?
It was very unfortunate.
Sick. I mean, what kind of person? What kind of person does that? Well, how are you raised that you would Zoom bomb a school and do that stuff? I mean, that's just sick. It's like a sick mind. You just want to, back in the paddle. Before your days, you get, as an AP, you get 3 licks. And now, it's like, come on, man. Whoever it was, you're sick. You really are.
And listen, I'm all for a good laugh, right? But showing images like that to public that it's not accustomed, and maybe children might have been on that call, that's just uncalled for it, and it's absurd. And if you're getting a laugh out of this and you're thinking it's cool, well, good for you. I will say we're investigating it to its fullest. We have an IP address.
We have the Fuse Center.
We have the Fuse Center at Fort Bliss looking at it. They're really good at deciphering even hidden IP addresses. If you think you're hiding because you're using an IPN or IVN or whatever it is.
A VPN.
VPN, there you go. You should be nervous because they're able to identify it, and we will seek proper disciplinary and even criminal actions if they apply.
Yeah, it's just, you're right. People's mind rather than, I don't know. But
and Doc, I just want to clear something up too, because there's some people out there that are making false accusations of me specifically, that it was my videos putting it out there. No, it was not my videos.
It's also sick.
People making up stories about my.
But you know what? That's where we are, and really, I blame our former president. He used to say stuff off the wall.
Yeah.
Remember, Obama wasn't born in the United States, and he just says stuff, and then that's true, and you get idiots who think that way and follow it, and it's like, just our country today. But again, it's not cool because now your name is getting out there.
And I can take it. I have a thick skin. I can take it. I just want to make that that clarification. No, it was not. It's not my information. I know better than to have anything like that on my work computer. It's just sick to think that I would do that. Even accidentally would have that on my computer.
Especially, I know your mom and dad, and I know your family. I mean, it's so not Reveles-y.
No, it's not. And you know, to spread that lies without any base, without any proof, without any sort of fact is, again, you know, irresponsible. It's irresponsible, and but you know, it is what it is. That's the kind of rhetoric we have sometimes with people, and we'll move forward, and we'll continue to provide the services that
we'll move forward in my 2016 Mazda 3.
And just to reassure to the community, I mean, I'm the IT guy here, so that's not the same systems that our kids use for classroom instruction.
Right.
We use a different system for classroom instruction that is very safeguarded and secured. Kids have to log in. Teachers have to manage that. We use our Active Directory. So just to reassure the community that this was a public meeting, and it was the only way we could have that public meeting, right? Inviting everybody to have their voice. But needless to say, we safeguard our kids, make sure that they're safe, both here and at home.
So on the Facility Assessment Committee, when's the next meeting?
So they were taking a week off, and we're gathering the last bit of information to share with them. So we'll meet again at 6 p.m. February 7th, right here in Central Office.
Okay.
And they're about to make some important recommendations. We thank them again, and we're so grateful to have their input. Like I said, it's not been easy. It's been a challenging process, and they've been up to the task.
Yeah. And speaking of, Danny from Reyes and Adrina out in the front. San Francisco got lucky in beating Green Bay. Again, you guys got lucky. Somehow it rained. You guys probably ordered rain and did all that stuff, and probably had Governor Newsom bribe the refs or something like that. See, even saying that, right? Governor Newsom bribed the refs, so it's like...
Are they saying that, really?
No.
Oh, you're saying that.
I just said it right now.
There you go.
All the Packers fans are saying that.
All the Packer fans are saying it.
And that was a heartbreaking loss right there. I had to leave my house a little bit before the game ended, and I thought they had it.
So did I. But that's part of life.
Same with the Bills. I was rooting for the Bills, man.
Me too.
I was rooting for the Bills.
I don't know. Patrick Mahomes, he kind of has that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And now with Taylor Swift, I'm just like,
can't stand Taylor Swift.
Now it's all about her.
But it's cute. It's cute when his brother, Kelsey's brother, came out with his shirt off.
Yeah.
And when he scored. That was good. It's good brotherly love. So.
Wow.
Anything else?
I think that's it. We're like I said, we're taking the week off from the Facilities Assessment Task Force, and then we'll be back next week with another episode of Cantillo Campos. We'll see you next week.
Let's go. Stay warm. Be cool. Stay Cantillo.